From the time Jack was about 6 months old, Joe and I knew that something was unusual about him, something a little off and not quite right. Every day I had a pit in my stomach that I couldn't ignore. He never cooed, he never babbled or pointed or gestured, and he didn't even seem to know who we were. About a year later, after a lot of evaluations, the doctor told us he has autism spectrum disorder. Almost every day somebody stops me to ask what it's like to have 5 kids, what our life is like, what it's like to have Jack, what he brings to our lives. And so What Color is Monday is a peek inside of our day-to-day life, our first vacation together, Jack making his first communion, how we get through dinner, all sorts of stuff that every family goes through, but that autism just adds a little bit of extra fun for us. One night I was cooking dinner and it was a lot of chaos as usual. Some homework, some tired toddlers, a lot of activity going on. And Jack came up to me and his words kind of parted the chaos and he said in his clipped tone, what color do you see for Monday? And I turned to him and I said, Jack, I don't see the days of the week as color. I don't know what you mean. And he went on to tell me what color he associates with every day of the week. And so when I was struggling to come up with a title for the book, What Color is Monday just seemed to be the perfect fit. Jack's been terrified of dogs since he was a small child. One time we were staying in a hotel and we walked in and there was a dog there. And he immediately started to get frantic. And all the kids started to get frantic. And right off the bat, he just started to circle this large lobby and circle and circle. And I walked over to the family with the dog and I introduced myself and I said, this is my son Jack, and he has autism and he's terrified of dogs. And I will never forget the way this stranger gently sat down next to his dog and started to call out to Jack. He said, Jack, my dog's name is Gracie. And we're here. Gracie and I are waiting for you. We're here for you. And slowly Jack started to circle closer and closer until he was close enough to reach out a hand. And he pet the man's hair. And then he reached out and pet the dog. And in that moment, I knew that Jack was going to make his way in this world. And I knew that this world was going to make room for him. And for the first time in the years since that doctor first told me your son has autism, I felt at peace. I felt an extraordinary peace wash over me. It inspired me to come home and think seriously about putting a book together. I wanted to show Jack to the world. I wanted to put a name to the face of autism. And I wanted it to be a sweet little boy named Jack with deep set blue eyes and sandy brown hair. And I want to show the world that beneath the rigidity and the anxiety and the stimming and the inability to understand that you shouldn't ask someone when they think they will die is a beautiful child who is witty and funny and interesting and brilliant. And I think the world is ready. I think the world is ready to see Carrie.